Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. So today I am going to talk about something that I get asked quite a lot. So this, you will probably have guessed from the title of this video what this is about, and it may not be for you, which I completely understand. If you're not interested in this subject, then obviously go and watch one of our other videos. So as you know, when we started this channel, or you might not know if you're new to the channel, but about 2.5 years ago, we started our channel Unique Fam by doing some fun skits, myself and Eleanor. The title of these skits was usually involving SMUG Sarah, which is a character I portrayed, which was loosely based on another YouTuber, which I will not mention the name. You may or may not know who I'm talking about. So it was loosely based around them. Eleanor and I had a lot of fun making these. It was really funny. We got to put makeup on, we got to act silly, which we like doing, and it was just really fun, and we enjoyed doing these videos. It was like sort of like spitting image, or well, you know, like comedians when they do impressions of other people and they exaggerate the features. Anyway, I get asked the question because I know a lot of people really enjoyed these videos and we enjoyed making them, but I'm going to explain the reasons to you why we don't do them anymore. So, when we started doing these videos, we got lots of people who liked them, and we also got a lot of people who hated them. And the trolling that we got was next level trolling. It's just unreal, the things that happened. I'm not just talking about nasty comments on YouTube or social media, because you can deal with that. You can block the people. You know, usually it's people, keyboard warriors sat behind a screen. They wouldn't really say it to you in person. And although we got lots of hurtful comments, I kind of let it bounce off me a bit. But then it started getting more serious. Eleanor would get messages to her Instagram. No, it wasn't her Instagram, because all her things were private. They were sent to me, but they were about Eleanor. And we would get people threatening to kill us. And I suppose I did speak to the police, and I kind of got told, well, it comes with the territory of putting yourself out there on social media. Basically, you need to be able to deal with comments and things like that. They're not serious threats. They're just things that people say, but they've got no intentions of carrying them out. Anyway, so that kind of happened, and I'm a very stubborn person, so I thought, I'm not going to give in to these bullies. We enjoy doing them, people enjoy watching them, we're going to carry on making them. So then there was a campaign to find out our address, our home address, and this involved quite a few people working together, and it also involved a family member of these YouTubers trying to get our address. They were desperate to find out where we lived. And then, stupidly, one time, I inadvertently, when we were doing a vlog about one of my dogs being at the vet's, showed some medication to show what the vet had given her, because she was really unwell at the time. And it had our address on it. So all these people that were working to try and find our address for these certain people were able to zoom in on the address and send it to these interested parties that were desperate for our address. And once they got this address, this is when the serious things happened. So there was a person on Twitter called Public Safety, and a lot of people have got suspicions who is behind this account. If you go on Twitter, you won't see anything anymore because they were banned about 18 months ago. But this person was a particularly nasty person who claimed he was working for this YouTube family. I don't know if he was. Can't comment on that because I don't have any proof. And he was saying things like he was reporting us to social services. So once people feel like this is getting a little bit messed up in how I'm explaining this, so I'm sorry if you can't understand what I'm saying. But once our address was found out and passed on to relevant people, we got calls from social services. People started to report us, or the same person started to report us, and made up some really horrible things about how Eleanor was treated at home, how she was forced to do these videos, how she was mistreated. The things that they made up was quite shocking. And I hope you've seen from our videos that I'm not a horrible person. I try to be a good mum. I do everything I can for my children. I bend over backwards to try and make them happy, do anything for my children. So to get social services ringing and having these baseless allegations coming in just because we were doing these videos. So when it got to about 4 or 5 reports that social services received, they had to come out and see us because the reports were all basically the same. Because I suspect it was the same person. So when they came out, they wanted to speak to Eleanor on her own as well, which we've got nothing to hide. Although it was very distressing for Eleanor to have to go through that. She was 13, or she might have even been 12, I can't remember. It was really distressing for her, but obviously the social worker went away completely satisfied that these allegations were false, but it was a really upsetting thing for us to go through. On top of the social services, we got reported to the RSPCA. We got a visit from the RSPCA. We have dogs. 2 people came to the door and said, "We've had a report that your dogs are really mattered." I said, "Really?" Invited them in, showed them the dogs, and they were like, "Oh, I can tell they're not mattered just by look, they saw them, they were not mattered." So they apologised and went on their way. So this was obviously a malicious report to the RSPCA. Then on Eleanor's 13th birthday, she got a card through the post addressed to her, and she opened it. And she was sat in the lounge. She opened the card, I gave it to her. Didn't have any reason to suspect it was anything unpleasant. I was in the kitchen. She opened this card and I heard a scream. So I ran in and she was crying. She was really upset. And she showed me this card, and it was a birthday card, but inside it had printed, somebody had typed and put a piece of paper inside, and it said, "The game is over, you are under surveillance 24/7. Eleanor was terrified, and she still is scared now. We've moved to a new house, and she's petrified that somebody's going to find out that where we live. So she's really like, Mum, don't show anything so people can identify where we live." She thought the person behind us was spying on her. It really did scare her, and obviously that was reported to the police, who took it to try and get fingerprints from. What really hurt was said family member of this YouTuber said she didn't believe it was real. She thought I'd made it up, that I would actually do that to my child, and that it was all a lie. Well, it wasn't a lie. Other things that happened are my ex got a letter to his work, to his managing director, accusing him of being, well, doing horrible things. Long letter. He could have got the sack from that anyway, because they get, they had to investigate this because they got this letter, anonymous letter. Everything's totally unfounded. again, we reported that to the police. That could have had some really, really serious repercussions. Very distressing for us all to go through that. We've had eggs thrown at the window of our house. We've had nails put through my car tyres, and I also know somebody else who was a friend of this YouTuber who also got tyres through her car. So that seems like a bit of more than a coincidence, should I say, which she reported to the police. Should I say she's an ex-friend, she's not friends with them anymore. So all this happened. We got phone calls while we were on holiday, like we were in Lanzarote, and we were getting phone calls on my phone that were like had prank messages playing on them. I had people making videos about me saying that I was going to prison because I was doing these videos about this. I was doing these, you know, videos about this family, which was supposed to be comedy. So you're kind of getting the picture here that something that was fun for us to do, light-hearted, a bit of a laugh, it was not worth it. It was not worth all of this hassle that we were getting. Comments, we still get them now sometimes, comments on YouTube videos, comments on Instagram, messages sent to Eleanor recently. She had a TikTok, she had to put it on private because some people were making fun of Eleanor, and I'm pretty sure it was this said family's fans, these lovely fans that are absolute nutcases, some of them, death threats, all sorts. So that's why we don't do Smug Sarah anymore. So I'm sorry guys, but we like doing them, but it's just not worth it. And I'm not the only person that has spoken about this family, this other YouTube family. A lot of other people have too, and they received similar treatment from fans, which I think is just pathetic, to be honest, why people find the need to do that. Anyway, sorry if this is not very clear. I just wanted to tell you from the horse's mouth why we're not doing these videos. Some people kind of think, oh well, they got followers from doing these Smug Sarahs and now they don't do them anymore. I've explained the reasons why we don't do them. I've got to look after Eleanor. I've got to put her welfare first. And I don't like giving in to bullies, but it's just not worth it. It really isn't. So thanks for watching guys, and we will catch up with you soon. Give us a like if you like the video and subscribe to our channel, and we will see you soon. Thanks, bye. Thanks guys, bye. So another part of this hate campaign that we were getting was the mission to find out where I worked and to basically get me the sack. I think that's what people were trying to do. There were a lot of people on these other YouTube channels, which I'm not going to mention, talking about me, trying to publicise where I worked. In fact, some people did put it on in comments on YouTube, and people were encouraging others to ring my employers and to get me the sack, basically. So luckily they got the wrong place. They didn't. So that's why I'm really careful about letting people know any personal details about me, because if I had got the sack from work, which would have been totally unfair, they would have made things up about me, then that would have had serious repercussions for myself and Eleanor, obviously financial. I've got a child to feed, I've got a house to pay for, I've got lots of pets that I have to feed and look after. So this was like really uncalled for. I don't know where people get off, and it's not just me. I know that somebody else who used to make YouTube videos about this person also got her work contacted, and was encouraged to do, the people were encouraged to do so by this other YouTube family. So it's kind of a pattern that they did. Anybody that made videos about them, ours were just comedy, but it didn't put them in a good light, I guess. It ruined their brand, but if you're a public figure, then, you know, the Queen gets spitting image, and so does the Prime Minister. They get people doing comedy about them all the time. You don't find them going around sending the police round or whatever, or, oh, they shouldn't be making videos about me, making fun of me. You know, you're a public figure. People can do it. If it's comedy or whatever, it wasn't meant as anything harmful.